From this evening, I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home.
It took 67 days for the first 100,000 people to get infected, and then it took 11 days for the next 100,000 people to get infected, followed by 4 days for the third 100,000 people to get infected, and then just 2 days after that another 100,000 were infected. So it's really escalating fast. It's hard to take it in. A couple of weeks ago I was in Rio de Janeiro having a wonderful time, and here we are. Quite a lovely sunset over there, as you can see. So I went to Tesco's. When you went in, you had to wipe your hands with the antibacterial wipe and then wipe down the basket before you used it, and then use the basket to do your shopping, and then at the end of your shopping you had to wipe it all down again.
Confirmed cases of the virus across the globe has surpassed 500,000 in the last hour.
Nobody anywhere. It's weird. It's like having the whole town to yourself. Strange. It's eerily quiet. Everywhere's completely empty. It's amazing. Went to Morrison's and they've now got perspex screens all around the cashiers to protect them from the great unwashed. Well, I went out for a little cycle. I got a flat tyre. Mending a tyre in the middle of Goring on a sunny day. Trying to get some exercise is not always easy. So yeah, we're in the second week of the isolation now. It's driving everyone crazy, basically. We've discovered an old mahjong set in the flat, and I've had this set for about 44 years. Thanks to YouTube, we've been able to resurrect the interest, and it's great.
Good, this is well shuffled. Ping!
Ping pang chong. Come on, make a move. Quite slow. I don't really understand why we've been talking about not having enough tests for over a week, and here we are, we're still not got enough tests. All the health workers are stuck at home, or 1 in 4 is stuck at home because they can't get tested, so they don't know if they're positive or not with the virus and can't go back to work. It seems insane. I think last week we were only testing 8,000 a day, we're still only testing 8,000 a day. Some countries are testing 1 million a week. 1 million a month. It would take us... How many would it take us? But they're now complaining that they can't get the chemicals, but the chemical industry is saying they can have the chemicals. So something doesn't add up. Apparently in Sussex, 140 odd people have been confirmed with the coronavirus, whereas in Hampshire it's more like 560 or something like that, which is an incredible number, and it's only next door. Italy's goes way up, and we're following the Italian curve. The United States has sort of overtaken us. I think we've got now 1,800 deaths in this country. 380 of them were last night. The world, as it enters springtime, they need to be testing people that are in hospital to make sure they're not infecting other patients. They need to be testing hospital healthcare staff who have got to be on the front line. But the thing they're not talking about is they need to be also testing people that don't have symptoms, because they're the ones that are going to be walking around infecting everybody. People in hospital, people who work in hospitals, and people outside of hospitals who are symptom-free, and also test the people who think they've got symptoms. That is basically everybody. Every supermarket car park should have 10 testing posts in it. Every time you go shopping, you can just get a test. It should be everywhere. I mean, that's where everyone's going. The only place I go to now is a supermarket. A stunning day. I've been walking along back roads to avoid crowds because the seafront seems to get too busy. We've now got 1.3 million cases worldwide. 48,000 of those are in Britain, I think. Today they reported there was a tiger that had caught it, which is kind of disturbing because it means that animals are either getting it between themselves or getting it from humans. Boris Johnson's now got coronavirus. He's had it for 10 days and he's just gone into hospital yesterday. Yeah, we're starting to know lots of people that are getting ill. So yeah, it's all becoming a bit real. I'm getting more nervous now when I go out, that's for sure. Every time I go in the shop I'm so worried I'm going to touch the wrong thing. And do I wear gloves? Do I take the gloves off? Should I put the gloves on? Should I use cash? I don't want to use cash anymore. Had a little cycle down to Ferring today to the Bluebird Cafe, but of course it's not open. It's amazing how relaxed all the birds seem to be. They seem to be loving the fact that there's no traffic and no pollution and everybody's calmed down. They're just singing away like crazy. It's amazing. But the thing is, you can cycle, you can go out and have a cycle, you can go out and have a walk, you can go out and have a run, but you can't go anywhere or do anything. You have to just go on the bike and do a loop and go home. I feel a bit funny sitting here now. Ooh, I just have to go home with my shopping bags. Findon Roundabout. I never thought I'd walk to Findon Roundabout. I've never actually been in here before. Quite amazing. And there in the distance is Sisbury Ring. Rather nice. Somebody's put lots of rocks, heart-shaped rocks mostly. Boris has come out of hospital. He's now recovering in Chequers. There's something like 90 odd, I think maybe 100,000 now, people who've been registered as having this bug, and we seem to have a very high death rate, something like 10% in Britain, which is very odd.
You just press add, and they bring you on your computer, and you can choose the photograph or video.
Did you not in green screen?
Press what, Irina?
No, not green screen. When you go to stop video and underneath, and you show choose the virtual background.
Yes.
And when you go to virtual background, if you have nothing here, you press the plus. So plus, and plus it will bring you in your library.
We've had the smallest 24-hour death rate so far this month. I think it's 430 or something like that, which is better than it has been lately. So that's good news in the sense that it's dropping, hopefully. Having trouble sleeping in the wee hours of the early morning. We should have been on a plane going to Australia right now, but sadly we're not. So I was kind of tossing and turning, thinking about how that might have turned out.
Nice to see you all. Take care, everybody.
Sleep well, Joyce.
Thank you for all your efforts. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks everyone. It's well done.
I should have been landing in Sydney at some point earlier on today. So yeah, sadly that's not happened. So bit of a shame, but I'm sure we'll get there eventually. The British government don't seem to be doing anything of any use. They don't seem to be able to get anything organised. I just don't understand it. No PPE, no masks, no gloves, no testing of anything in any significant amount. It just seems really odd. We're nearing 18,000 people have died, I think. And I do remember someone saying if we kept it under 20,000 we'd be doing well. 3.5 million people infected with this thing now. British deaths are over 30,000. Everybody is complaining that Britain has the worst figures. But apparently now there are 14 different mutations of this thing, and scientists have discovered there's a new mutation which is more virulent and more easily spread than the original Wuhan version. The new strain that they've discovered, apparently they're finding that people aren't necessarily getting sicker, but when they do get sick, they're finding that there's more of the virus in their body. In hindsight, did we do well enough? Did we have a more virulent strain than some of the other countries in Europe? Who knows? We don't know this sort of information, or we don't know why we've had more deaths in this country. Maybe it's because we're more densely populated. Maybe it's because of mistakes made by the government. Maybe it's because our healthcare system isn't as good as Germany's. Who knows? It's pretty amazing that the health service hasn't been overwhelmed by it, and so that's a good thing, really. I've laid a new floor and I've built a little office space in the flat, which is good, so I've got somewhere at home that I can work from. Yesterday I think there were 106,000 new cases globally. What kind of normality will we go back to? I think that's something that makes me feel a little bit on edge all the time. It feels a little bit like we're all kind of grieving, mourning for a life that we've not got anymore. We had a life and it's gone now. Today was the day that Dominic Cummings did his tell-all on television. I'm not sure how well that went down. I think he was doing his best to sort of make a bad situation better, but I think it's kind of made it worse. Who's meant to be advising us when they can't even take their own advice seriously?
Is this the way to Barnard Castle, where sweet Mary waits for me? Sha-la-la-la, load of bullshit. Sha-la-la-la, load of bullshit. Sha-la-la-la, load of bullshit. It was Murray's birthday treat.
Quite an incredible few months while all this has been going on. For now, that's the end of my video blog.
We are now approaching Angmering. This is coach number 5 of 8.
I'm in coach number 5 of 8.